Very, very good morning to you from Darwin. We're still in Darwin. We are off to the Fanny Bay Jail. It's a historic jail. Very warm today. Only got 2 weeks. Probably 2 weeks left. Just under, I think, till we leave to head down to Catherine. So that'll be interesting. It's funny because we've been here since mid-December and it's been very quiet tourist-wise. But in the caravan park now, there's quite a few people coming up from down south, like the southerners that come up here for, which we were, for months on end in the dry season to get away from that cold. I'll give you a tip though, I could actually do with a little bit of cold. Just cooler. It's just so hot. Sort of sick of the heat. But unfortunately we are headed to WA, up hopefully to the Gibb River Road. Don't think it's going to be cool there either, sadly. But anyway, here's what it is. You chase the sun, supposedly, and the warmth. So on the night of the 20th of September 1883, 31 prisoners were transported from the Mitchell Street lockup in Darwin to cell blocks A and B at Her Majesty's Jail and Labour Prison in Fanny Bay, which is here where we're at. This was Darwin's only prison, until the 1st of September 1979, when the jail's last inmates were moved to a newly built facility in Berrima, which... Have we been to that one, Bernie? Yes, we drove past it, I think, yeah. For nearly a century, though, the prisoners and the guards contended with sparse and sometimes awful conditions, cyclones, bombing raids, and the climate of the top end. Over time, the footprint of the jail site changed as different buildings were added, destroyed or repurposed. So it is actually a registered heritage site in the Northern Territory. So yeah, pretty interesting. And it's free to get in, which is even better. It's at Fanny Bay, right on the water. Pretty good outlook if you were in jail here, because right across the road is the ocean. So this was the Fanny Bay Jail in 1896. Definitely doesn't look like that now, so there's been quite a few add-ons. This is a general store. Oh shit, sorry, I tripped up the step. So I'm assuming this is like commissary. Oh, that's not, obviously, that's where they had all their tools and stuff, but I'm assuming commissary was here. I guess you used to get it back in the day. It's got like you're all caged in here. We're coming up to the remand section that was built in 1971. Good year, 1971. This building was originally partitioned into dormitory cells using the weld meshing, and was used to house prisoners on remand, so pre-trial detention. On the night of the 24th of December 1974, when Cyclone Tracy hit, it caused considerable amount of damage to the jail. Only a few prisoners received minor injuries, and a staff member who was working there recalled that the prisoners seemed to be safer in the old corrugated building, which only vibrated, but the wind passed through over the top. The prisoners in the stone cell block suffered more because they couldn't see what was happening. A staff member in charge of the female section said that it was an awful mess when she woke up the next day. The destruction to the jail buildings included roofs that had blown off maximum security. I thought it was only medium security.
It's that with me. That might change.
The female section, the infirmary, the laundry, and at the end of the dining room were completely destroyed. The perimeter wall and watchtowers were also badly damaged. And the jail residences almost completely demolished, leaving only the floorboards. So despite the damage to the buildings, the jail was reopened soon after the cyclone. New roof was fixed to maximum security and a new perimeter fence installed. There were 3 demountables brought in just as temporary for reception, discharge rooms and offices, and adult education rooms. So immediately after the cyclone, planning continued for the construction of the new jail, which was out in Berrima, and it was completed in mid-1979. And on the 1st of September 1979, all the prisoners from here were actually relocated to the new jail. And on the 16th of October 1980, Old Mate Minister for Community Development declared Fenny Bay Jail officially closed. So this is cell block C, which was built in 1967, another good year. The interior of this building exhibits the fully intact weld mesh partitioning as constructed in 1967. So that's original. The open structure allowed for airflow, and prisoners could see and talk with each other. No, not really. Oh, at least you've got luck. Hey, whoa. No! Let me out. You don't want me to start a riot? You'd be a horrible screw. Is that what it is?
Screw.
Yeah. He would be horrible. I would not like to be locked up here, although it's probably not that.
Yeah, they were crammed in. Oh, this one.
This building is the infirmary, which was built originally in 1887. It was built of locally quarried porcelainite stone. The infirmary sat outside the boundaries of the jail until the fence was extended in 1952. A gallows was constructed within the building in 1952. This is not a very nice place, I don't think. Would tell some stories. The last hanging. Yeah, like I said, this is not a very nice place. At least 11 men have been executed in the territory for the crime of murder, and 8 of them have actually been hanged in the Fenny Bay Jail. But only 2 at the gallows in the infirmary building, which is where we are at the minute. So, look behind me. That is it. Not pleasant, definitely. Bit of an eerie feeling in here, actually. I was actually just reading something, and somebody wrote, "I watched them hang Ronald Ryan at 8 o'clock in the morning. For whatever part of my mind or heart, or if I have one, soul, was marked by that experience, will never heal until something is done to stop this legalised madness. They hanged him quickly, expertly, terribly. They did the job in exactly 25 seconds. 25 seconds. So with the gallows behind me, construction began in 1952 in June. So the pit is more than 4 metres long, 2 metres wide and nearly 4 metres deep. and it required extensive excavation. Explosives were actually used in the final stage of the construction in the pit, and the sides of the hole were bricked up over 2 metres above the ground level. It's, yeah, not a nice way to go, but maybe it should come back. So this here is the mechanism to release the trapdoor. Yeah, I'm pretty thankful if you're at that job, at least you probably couldn't see what was happening, but yeah. Not really many words to say anything about this, to be honest with you. It's a bit hard to actually see in there. So the infirmary is probably one of the oldest buildings here. So these are the bathrooms. Prior to this construction, the jail facilities were pretty primitive, like pre-war. Prisoners were taken to a nearby beach to wash and empty night-soiled buckets. In 1933, an Aboriginal resistance leader escaped in one of these outings.
This is the solitary confinement cells. Very big. What's that? Probably 2 metres by 3 metres. Not much ventilation. So this must have been the area they could come out and get a bit of fresh air. I don't know.
Going into this one over here is cell blocks A and B, which was maximum security. That child is very loud. Anyway, this is going into the maximum security. Somewhere I choose never to be. I'm not a very big person, but good Lord, that's very small opening. Wow, you can actually see and feel how much cooler it is in here. I suppose there's a fan. Wouldn't have been a fan back in the day. These little hook things here apparently are for the hammock. So they didn't get a bed, they got a hammock to lay on. Not much room. You can see this book behind me. It's a ledger from the jail, and the last written entry in it was the day before the bombing, so the 18th of February 1942 was the last entry into this ledger. Bit scary actually. Then they let all the prisoners go, open the doors and let them all out. That's Bernie trying to get in and out. You have to go sideways. Wouldn't get out of there in a hurry, hey?
Right.
What's your last request?
Last request.
Conjugal visit?
The conjugal visit, yeah.
So this is the kitchen and mess area. It was constructed in 1954 and the hut was moved from the Larrakia barracks apparently. It was modified in 1970, but it's quite strange because here all of the inmates actually ate together. They didn't just eat separately. They sat like in a dining room and ate together. I'm assuming maximum security did too. I'm not really sure. Not much information on that. Guess this is the storeroom, pantry. This is actually the mess here. A bit different to my dad's mess hut where he lives. They sell alcohol. Like I said before, that's the view from the Fenny Bay jail. Freedom's so close yet so far. Walking in here is the juvenile part. Juvenile jail. So this here is the isolation juvenile section. It was originally planned as an isolation block for prisoners with contagious diseases. It was also used to house juvenile offenders. And for a brief time in the 70s, it was used to house Vietnamese refugees. Oh, I would not like that, mate. The critters can get in there. No, thank you. Pretty sure I would not survive in jail. Bernie actually reckons I'd become somebody's bitch because they'd have me wrapped around their little finger. Probably. Well, that was Fenny Bay Jail. That was pretty cool actually. Like I said, it's free. Yeah, I think they should charge. I think there's a donation thing there, but I couldn't find it when we left. So, but yeah, anything free is good. Oh God, look at my hair. She's warm today, bloody humid actually. We're just going to go have a look at the Cyclone Tracy, I don't know, monument thing, I think it is. We come past here once before looking for it. And, yep, well, we went straight past it, so I'll go have a look. Okay, so this is the Cyclone Tracy Trail Memorial Sculpture at East Point Reserve. The sculpture themes of memorial is 5 fallen French penny flowers that have been scattered by the wind of Cyclone Tracy. I think there's another thing going to be built somewhere, but I'm not sure where and when. But old Albo opened this when we were up here last time, I think. So on these French penny flowers, they've got like little plaque things to tell you what happened during and after Cyclone Tracy. Oh, this was actually Christmas Day, that's right. Christmas Day this was opened, officially opened anyway. Like I said, old Albo was here. Beautiful position. Beautiful out on the water today, absolutely. With Cyclone Tracy approaching, at 8 o'clock in the morning, the harbour master, Captain Carl Aldridge, ordered more than 50 vessels in the port to put to sea, moor or anchor offshore. If they couldn't get underway, they were to double their moorings. Of these, 27 vessels were sunk or wrecked, 19 ran aground, and 4 were afloat but damaged, and only 5 remained operational. Of the 66 people who died, 21 people perished at sea, and on land there were 45 victims of Cyclone Tracy. The deaths happened across Darwin from the city to rural areas, with the majority occurring in the northern suburbs, which is where we are now, in these northern suburbs. On this frangipani is the names of the people who died with Cyclone Tracy, whether they were people on the land or out at sea. It's very well done, actually. What do you think of that, Bern?
It was good. Very well put together. Pretty cool how they made those frangipanis. In the building sense, but they're very good.
What about the jail?
Jail was good. Jail, yeah, worthwhile, and definitely take your earphones, a set of earphones with you with your phone, and you can listen to an audio on your phone through a Q scan code. Is that right?
QR code.
QR code.
Yeah.
So
make sure you take your earphones though, because there was people walking around with it playing, so it kind of defeats the somber experience.
Ambience. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and you don't want to listen to what other people are listening to, so just a little bit more consideration would be good.
Yes.
But yeah, it's free, so
yeah, that's a. I suppose that's a big bonus. It's free, and like I said, the audio is free too because you can do it through your own phone, but you just need your headphones. So
I will try and link the audio somehow. I'll have to ask my IT guru that lives in Canberra.
Me? Oh.
No, not you. Yeah, ask if we can do that, and if we can, I will put the link in at the beginning of the.
Yeah, that'd
Actually,
be good.
I don't know where I'll put it, but yeah.
You might be able to listen to the link.
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting.
Very
Anyway,
good.
What are we off to now?
I don't know. There's not much we haven't seen. We haven't been to the Darwin pub. So
1:30. Let's go have a beer.
we could go to the Darwin pub and check that out because that's the original pub. I think it's been here since Tracy. I think it survived Tracy,
I think
or
it did,
was
actually.
rebuilt. So yeah, we might go back and have a look at that. There's probably a bit of history in there, and yeah, we can have a bonus beer.
12 o'clock somewhere. Oh no, that's 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock somewhere.
12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock here, so yeah.
Thanks so much to all our weekly watchers to our channel. We appreciate you coming back each and every week and are loving any comments you send us. Don't forget to join us next week for our last couple of days in Darwin, and we pay our respects on Anzac Day at a very special location.